Welcome, everybody. I'm Jabby Kowe, joined by LeQuan Bennett. And we are looking at evolution of Game of the Year winner 1980 to 2020. Somewhat longer video, but I thought it would be very, very interesting to do with LeQuan Bennett because he's done a number of, voiceover things in general, but you've also worked on video games.
Yes. Most recently, Return to Monkey Island.
That's just as big as Grand Theft Auto 6. So, when is that game coming out? When is that coming out?
What year is it?
Oh, I know, right? But anyway, evolution of the Game of the Year. This is from Nixian, the YouTube channel. There's a link in the description below for the video we're about to watch. If you want to just watch the original, or if you want to give the original upvote, that'd be pretty cool. You can subscribe to his channel from there if you click on that link. Also, follow LeQuan Bennett for more on him. All right, here we go.
1980 Pac-Man.
Yeah, I was just playing this the other day.
Nice.
At the there's a place, a bar down the street where they have old games like this.
What is it, Lancashire? Or?
No. It's in Sherman Oaks.
Okay.
1981 Donkey Kong.
This is well timed, isn't it? The Mario movie coming out.
Yep.
Have you played this? Let me know what you haven't played.
1982.
I haven't played Q*bert.
I remember seeing this game in Chuck E. Cheese's all the time, and or Showbiz Pizza back in the day. I wasn't very good at it. I was a child, though.
1983 Mario Bros.
Q*bert looks pretty advanced for like being a game of that era. That's pretty wild.
It did look cool with the cubes.
Yeah. This was offered on Mario Brothers was offered on one of the Nintendo games. I think Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah.
It came as like another thing you could do.
Was it hold A or you could hold a button at the start screen and you could play it.
What?
Yeah.
It was like a secret thing that you're talking about because I'm talking about something where it was just like literally an option. It might not have been Mario 3 then, but what you're talking about, I never experienced that. I need to check that out.
Yeah, I think it was Mario 3, but it was one of them. At the title screen, you could just hold it and then you could play that two-player competitive Mario game.
All right.
1984 Marble Madness.
Yeah, played this.
This looks pretty good for 84.
It does.
Like when I think 84, I'm still thinking Space Invaders.
1985 Super
I don't even know when that
Mario
came out.
Space Invaders, I feel like that was one of the earlier ones. That was, I don't know if it was the 70s or not, but...
Yeah, in my mind, things didn't get good until like Nintendo 64 or PlayStation. In terms of like 3D graphics and stuff like that.
Oh, 3D,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but like Donkey Kong Country obviously came out on Super Nintendo. And that was like really pushing the limits of the system.
Yeah, you remember Star Fox with the Super Effects chip?
Yeah. Oh, I never played it for Super Nintendo. I only played it on 64.
All right, it was pretty crazy for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. This was so much fun.
Yeah, I like got blisters on my thumb playing this game.
Understandable.
Looks like Mario.
1988 Super Mario
This
Bros.
music is it's so crazy because it's so part of my upbringing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I completely understand, man. It just kind of takes me back.
I never beat Mario 3.
Never?
It's so hard. I found it to be way too challenging at the time.
1989 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This was challenging.
I thought this game was like hated by Angry Nerd Gamer or whatever his name is on YouTube because it's so difficult.
Oh, maybe it was. This and Battletoads.
1990
Oh, yo.
Mario World.
I remember seeing the demo for this in stores, and the graphics were like just crazy. Super crisp.
Yo, you're taking me way back. I remember in Target, they had this demo thing. It's like a whole TV and whatever. And there were these two Asian guys at the front with the shaved head and the hair slicked back. And they were just crushing the game. And there were this line of kids just kind of like waiting to play. And these two dickheads wouldn't like allow other people to have a turn.
That's foul.
And I was just like, I'm just going to leave. This is just a waste of time. I was so upset as I wanted to play it so bad.
But this is the first console that my family owned. The Super Nintendo.
1991
Oh my God.
Fighter 2.
World Warrior.
I could have played this competitively, man. I spent so much
really?
time, learning all the characters, all the sort of priorities for all the attacks and everything. Like I had the mechanics down.
Yeah.
The computer cheats, by the way.
Oh, totally. Like I prayed to God playing that game to try to beat it.
Now this was a breakthrough in gaming, man.
I've only played a little bit of it on my friend's PC when, if you remember PCs back in the day.
Oh yeah,
only a little bit.
Doom. And Doom was so sick and gory and violent and just These games, first person shooters.
Well, it's interesting looking at this now because it's almost like the way we look at horror movies from the, back in old Hollywood. It looks goofy now, but back when it first came out, it was quite scary.
I got a lot of love for that look. Still, it's
This game I played religiously, like over and over and over. I played the crap out of this one and even the second one.
Yeah.
After that, I fell off the bandwagon. I wasn't interested.
I think 2 and 3 weren't that different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
1995.
Chrono Trigger.
I never played Chrono Trigger. Dude, I've never played it.
You need to because this is like probably the best game.
Oh, really?
Super Nintendo. Like,
is it like similar to Final Fantasy?
It's similar, but it adds so many new elements.
Okay.
And the storyline is just incredible.
1996.
It's another game I played
Oh,
over and
man.
over. Like I played the Bowser stage over and over and over and over again to the point that I could just like walk through that stage.
Sick.
Yeah.
This was another groundbreaker with the
Right.
graphics, jaw dropping to the ground, just like
There was a Nintendo Power VHS that went around if you were subscribed to Nintendo Power advertising this, and it was the most cringy, awful video. But at the time, I loved every second of it. Just loved soaking all of that in. Oh my God! So too many hours spent on this game.
Oh man!
And they just re-released it too.
Right.
I don't know which system. I guess the Xbox is the better one.
Xbox, Switch. I've heard problems on the Xbox with the frame rate.
Oh shit. Okay. I was hoping that the frame rate would be the reason to get it on Xbox.
1998.
man.
The Legend of
This-
Zelda.
this-
Ocarina of Time.
Like literally, like reliving my life through this video right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know what's interesting is like there were. When I bought this, I was obviously a huge Zelda fan. I still am. Huge Zelda fan. But I realized this was the beginning of where I started to like break away from Zelda and just in favor of the older games.
Interesting.
In particular, it's really just one Zelda game. It's A Link to the Past. That is like precious to me. And I can play that game over and over again. And then they followed it up with A Link Between Worlds.
Right, for the Game Boy.
I think, yeah, on the DS or something like that. And, the DS. A Link Between Worlds is a DS game.
Yeah.
And I love that game too. Like I played the crap out of it. And so I like it contained. And so recently Nintendo put out a Link, what is it? Link's Awakening.
Right.
The reimagined version of it, which while it's got too much like Halo or whatever it's called, the fog, whatever, I forgot what they call that, where it's got this sort of misty
Yeah,
effect.
kind of like a mist or fog.
Yeah, it's too much of that. But the game was still very enjoyable for me because it was quite contained. Whereas this is like the infancy towards something like
Yes.
Breath of the Wild.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like, it's a lot. It's a lot of game.
So I had time.
Yeah, exactly. When you're a kid,
Like I
it's-
lived,
Yeah.
I lived in a town where there wasn't really much to do.
Yeah.
I don't even think it qualifies as a town.
Okay.
Right? So I just ran off to Hyrule, and that was my playground. And
I wish they would bring this back and up the frame rate. Even with the polygon count being what it is, I would enjoy this way more at a 60 FPS. Because even back then, I could feel like it felt.
oh yeah, there's definitely some slowdown.
Yeah.
Big choppy things come flying up in the air or whatever.
Nintendo doesn't care about that stuff as much as I do.
Honestly, I've got too much nostalgia for the original experience to even care. Like the frame rate drops just remind me of childhood.
No, I get you. I just remember seeing advertisements for Breath of the Wild and seeing that frame rate get stuck a little bit during like an explosive moment. And I called it out, and people in the audience were like, no, that's an effect because of. I'm like, it's not an effect. The game is slowing down. And it legit was.
It's a feature.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My first experience with something like this was Battle Arena to Shinden.
Oh yes, I think that was mine too.
Yeah, I had Soul Calibur for the GameCube because they had that was the one with Link.
There's this dude who would like grab you and smack you and be like, "Hey,
But they changed the name.
of
Soul Calibur. They changed the name to something else. I forgot what.
2000.
I think it was Soul Blade at first or something.
Yeah, it became Soul Blade, I think, from Soul Calibur.
I thought it went from Soul Blade to Soul Calibur.
Either way, it's one of those. I never played this either.
Okay, I played. It was fun. This is a really good game, really good engine, man.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I heard people were like surprised at how great this game was.
2001, Halo Combat Evolved.
You know, I'm a late bloomer for Halo. I got on board with Halo 4, and people are like, "Oh, it's the worst one." I'm like, "Nah, it's great. I love Halo 4."
I didn't really play much of the original. I went Nintendo instead of Xbox.
2002, Metroid Prime.
Oh, is this the one for GameCube? For
Yeah,
Wii?
yeah, for GameCube. Metro Prime.
Which one's the one for Wii? No, this is the Wii one, isn't it?
They may have redone it for Wii, but it originally came out on the
Whatever was for
Game.
Wii, I enjoyed the crap out of that game.
I think they just did a repackaging.
2003,
One of the best games ever created, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Didn't they remaster it or something recently?
No, they were. There's been talk about a remaster of the make that it just in the work makings it just hasn't come out yet.
Well,
And
a lot of stuff probably got screwed up during the transition.
BioWare has changed a lot.
Because there was an advertisement for a game that never came to fruition. Star Wars, like Level 2013 or something like that, or
Oh God, the Underworld. The Underworld.
Yeah, I forgot what it's
It
called.
looked like such a. It was level. Yeah, it was a certain level because that's how far down on Coruscant it was supposed to be Coruscant.
Whatever that was, it looked like a very promising game,
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't
it
know
just
if
got
was
abandoned.
1919, but yeah,
Yeah.
so cool. The Underworld, which really hasn't been explored as much as it should be, and that game looked like it was going to bring everything into the light, but no, it was a takeover, and then the game got scrapped.
I never played Half-Life.
Half-Life 2.
I
don't-
haven't played through it, but I've seen some friends play.
Is this connected to
They'll be looking for you now.
the game where you go through Portals? Is it?
No.
It's not connected to Portal.
But I think
For some reason, I thought Portal was like an offshoot of Half-Life. I don't know why.
I think the Orange Box is a game that had a compilation like Team Fortress.
Oh,
Half-Life 2, and then Portal.
gotcha. That's why I thought
Oh
that.
yeah,
Resident Evil 4.
my favorite Resident Evil personally. Oh yeah, that kick, the suplex.
Chris J. Alex worked on 5, I think.
I can see that.
Or maybe it's this one. I don't know. I think it was 5.
Probably 5.
Yeah.
The salesman. I'll buy it for a high price.
2006, The Elder Scrolls 4.
Yo, I tried playing this, and then early on in the game, I did something wrong, and I was like, I'm not doing this game. I'm just not. It's like everything is like permanent. where I went into like a village, and I accidentally killed this, or like, I accidentally drew my sword on a villager. Mm-hmm. And then they turned on me, and then that's now my life in the game. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. It's not worth it. The consequences are too real.
No, people can't handle them.
2007, Bioshock.
BioShock was gorgeous. Very
Yeah,
cool.
I've bought this game a couple of times. Yeah, because they remaster it and they put it on different systems, and so you get a new PC, you want something to play. I never beat it.
You should.
Yeah. No, I feel like this would be a fun playthrough
Oh, absolutely.
for YouTube or something.
2008, Grand Theft Auto 4.
4.
I have way less experience with this than I do with 3 and 5.
Oh yeah. I actually haven't played 4 at all.
I did a little bit. I just didn't. I wasn't enjoying the main character as much.
Understandable.
2009,
Yeah, baby, Uncharted 2.
I haven't played any of the.
Oh
Uncharted
my
games.
God, Uncharted is like. I remember Uncharted 2 is like it's one of my favorite games. Just the experience of it overall. And I went back and played Uncharted 1 afterwards later on. I'm like, oh wow, like the evolution from 1 to 2 is remarkable.
2010, Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption, I did play.
Yeah, I only played a little bit of it.
So I love westerns. Right?
Oh yeah?
And they did this. They did the whole genre so much justice with the music.
Did you watch The Harder They
storylines.
Fall?
I don't think I've seen.
Oh,
The
you
Harder-
should check it
that's-
out.
Yeah, is that Netflix or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a Netflix movie with Jonathan Majors and Idris Elba.
2011, The Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim.
So I haven't beaten Skyrim yet.
Oh, I've barely touched it, as you know. So
I've had it for like 8 years.
2012,
I
The Walking Dead.
Could
this
you
is a
play
Telltale game?
Yeah.
A Telltale game won Game of the Year?
Walking Dead was insane. It was amazing. The storyline is so good. It's like a. Did you ever read the Choose Your Own Adventure books?
2013,
A little bit.
It's like a game like that with full played out events. So cool.
You haven't played this. I just realized you haven't played it because I was talking to you about this earlier.
Yeah, I have not played the game.
I'm going to play it again soon for the PlayStation 5. You definitely need to play it.
Oh, I will.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
So, real quick to the audience, a question for LeQuan. He was told he should watch the show first because people who played the game are saying to him, "Oh, I wish I watched the show without having played the game and then played the game." But I'm like, I think you're going to run into that no matter what. If you watch the show first or play the game first, you're going to run into, "Oh, I know these things are coming." I personally think he should play the game right away. But that's me. I want to know what y'all think.
I didn't realize Inquisition won Game of the Year.
I didn't know either. I know that, what's the game called with the people in the sand? I know that one.
2015.
They'll say it, surely.
3, Wild Hunt.
I have this, haven't played it, but I've heard only good things about The Witcher 3.
Well, they just remastered it. They put out a remaster for it for free, as long as you own the game.
Right.
So,
Which
I saw a comparison. I didn't see too much of a difference, but if you're going to play any version, you might as well play the remastered version.
2016.
Look at that. Uncharted
4,
again, man.
Thief Sid.
It's a winning franchise.
Uncharted 4 was not as strong for me as 2 and 3, but it was still really, really good. I went back and replayed it, because they re-released it on PlayStation 5 or something. And, yeah, it's fun. It's still Uncharted fun, but 2 and 3 to me is better. I can't believe you haven't touched any of them.
2017.
Oh, there you go, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Don't you mean Skyrim 6? Or Elder Scrolls 6? I think that's why I wasn't able to get into this game as much, because it just felt so... It felt unnecessarily large. You know, like you're traversing large swaths of land for what?
2018.
Oh my God.
God of War.
So when I played God of War, it was on my shelf, I kid you not, for like 2 years before I touched the controller on that game. And immediately became one of my favorite games of all time. It like ascended the ranks right up next to Infamous 2, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and then it found the number 3 slot, like so easily. The number 4 might be Super Mario World. I don't know, because that's a game I can just go back to over and over again. And that's the only reason it's up that high. God of War is easily one of my favorite games of all time.
Did you play the latest one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
think, well...
I like this one better.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like the second one, it definitely expands on this, but it doesn't feel as focused for me. So I thought that this one was just way more focused in terms of what it was trying to do.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. And there was just nothing like it. It's like, how do you follow up God of War, you know, and make it feel as remarkable? And it was strong, it was cool. Yeah, this game was just way more. Did you play it?
No, actually.
Yeah, you need to play God of War.
I know.
2019. Sekiro.
Yo, this is a fun game. I've only played a little bit of it. I got it on PC. But I didn't realize it was like Elder Scrolls in terms of, not Elder Scrolls. That's a bad comparison. But what's the game called? I forgot what it's called. But it's one of those games that's stupid hard. Like it goes out of its way to be difficult.
You mean Elden Ring?
Not Elden Ring, but there's another game called Soul something or Soul Hunter or I
mean Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. Thank you.
Elden Ring is the sequel to the Dark Souls games.
Like a spiritual sequel?
No, you got Dark Souls 2.
Elden Ring is a legitimate follow-up to Dark Souls.
I mean, I don't know storyline or any, but it's by the same people. It's the same.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. In terms of just like how those games are, you know that you're walking into something that is profoundly difficult. So Sekiro is supposed to be kind of like that too. I wasn't off-put by the difficulty. I was enjoying the game anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
2020. The Last of Us Part 2.
Really? I forgot that this got Game of the Year. I'm shocked. I'm legitimately shocked that this got Game of the Year, given all the controversy around it. Like, did you hear any of the controversy?
I tried to stay away from it because I hadn't played the first one.
You know, we got so caught up in our conversation, I wasn't even paying attention to the evolution of the graphics at a certain point. I think after BioShock just kind of washes over you, and you don't even think about the graphics anymore, and you're just thinking about the experience of the game, which I guess is the point, isn't it?
I was definitely thinking about the graphics watching Kratos throw down.
Oh, because of how good it looked?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
That's fair. You know, it's funny you say that, because when I was playing God of War Ragnarok, I have it on PlayStation 5, and I was actually mildly disappointed disappointed that it didn't look better. Because when I think of PlayStation 5, I'm thinking cutting edge and everything looking next level. Like Ratchet and Clank, while that game has always looked good, it looks especially good on PlayStation 5. And so for me, God of War, I'm playing it, I'm like, I don't see a tremendous difference between this and the last installment I played on PlayStation 4 Pro. And the reason why is because it was that way by design, because they wanted the game to be playable with reasonable frame rates on the last gen systems. And that really annoyed me. And I'm like, what? Okay.
So why did I buy this one?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm being spoiled, honestly. I'm being quite spoiled.
First world problems.
Yeah, I'm being very spoiled. It was a great looking game anyway. I was just hoping that it was going to blow me away the way Ratchet and Clank kind of blew me away. Like if you play the first 10 minutes of God of War Ragnarok, it looks so stellar, but then after that it sort of normalizes and looks like the last God of War game to me. So, what do you think of this?
Very nice compilation. Like I said, it took me back, especially the first half, like through my whole gaming experience, man. Brought back so many awesome memories.
Yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit, especially up to BioShock, just how things evolved over time. It's so strange because when you look at like, this is going to be a weird comparison, but when you look at like the iPhone 14 Pro and you compare it to the iPhone 13 Pro, you're like, what's the diff? But then you look at the iPhone 14 Pro and you compare it to the first iPhone and you're like, there's definitely a dramatic difference in here. There's a huge difference between Last of Us Part 2 and Pac-Man. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean?
And this spans what, 40 years?
20. Oh, 30 years. Wait, what? 90? I can't even count anymore. Did it really go through 40 games?
Yeah.
No, it did not.
I mean, it's kind of a long video.
Wow, it really went through 40 games. I didn't even realize. You know, in my brain, I think because of the year 2020, I thought of it as 20 years. And then you said 40, I was like, wait a second. It took me a moment to just let that sink in and realize we just watched 40 years of games. And you know what's most profound is that it doesn't even feel like 40 years. And maybe that's because I was part of this growth. You know what I mean? Like,
no, absolutely.
It's almost like a sibling. You don't notice them growing because you're growing with them,
right,
if that makes any sense. And then you look back and you're like, oh my God, they were so much smaller and now they're like taller than me. I was sort of reliving it like you said. And then at a certain point, I just stopped noticing that there was an evolution of graphics. And I think we've kind of hit a point of diminishing returns because it's not even the hardware anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's like how much time do they have to make the game? So we still don't have the sequel to Grand Theft Auto for a reason. But anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Let us know which was your favorite game and how much nostalgia you got watching. I can't believe they covered 40 games in 13 minutes and I didn't even notice. That was such a good compilation, the way they handled this. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jabby Coy. I'm LeQuan Bennett. Peace out.